Hello and welcome back to the Find Your Feet podcast, a podcast show dedicated to helping you get closer to your true authentic self by helping you find your feet in life.
Welcome back to the show, everybody. Today we're talking all about wellness summer hacks, how you can keep peaceful, grounded and calm over the summertime.
Yes, because life changes in the summer. So usually like your wellness rituals can get put on the back burner, but you know, it's all about making it work for you. And also we are actually about to go on our summer break from the podcast. So this is our last episode for 4 weeks. We will be back on the 20th of July. So 4 weeks, no episode. But obviously we've got over 100 episodes that you can dive into.
You can binge.
But keep up with us on Instagram and TikTok because we'll still be posting on there all the time. At Finding Your Feet podcast is our username, but we're just not uploading the podcast for 4 weeks because we're not a seasonal podcast. We do it every single week, which I enjoy because, you know, it just keeps the vibes going.
Yeah, it works for us, but
yeah,
gals need a break after a while.
Yeah, so actually we're really excited to have the break because it's going to be really good for us to. It's hard. Sometimes it's hard to be really creative when you're always in it, like doing it. So it'd be really good for us to like have a bit of time away to like reflect on the episodes, like what new topics do we want to bring? Because I feel like in the last year we have covered a lot.
Yeah, so much.
We've covered a lot, like in the world of self-development, like a lot of topics. So yeah, be interesting to have a bit of time out so we can like really reflect on like what is the next level we can bring in terms of topics, and then obviously guests as well. It's going to give us more time to do loads of outreach and get some amazing people on. We have already got some amazing people booked for when we come back anyway, the episodes you're going to hear. Like we're also recording like during our break, but we're just not actively uploading. So but if you like guys have any feedback as well on the show, it would be really good to hear.
We're going to do a poll, like an in-depth poll on Instagram, and we really, really want your feedback. So obviously it's so important what you guys are loving, like what you really resonate with. Like there's obviously things that we gravitate towards too, and we see what you like, but to actually hear it from the horse's mouth, what you like is really, really important for us.
Really helps us.
So watch out for that.
Yeah, and if you, obviously the poll will only be live for 24 hours and we'll put it out on the day of release of this episode, which is Wednesday, the 13th of June, I think. 13th of June. Yeah. So but obviously if you're listening after that date but you still have feedback, like just come and send us a DM. Like we'd really love to hear your thoughts, like of like episodes that you've loved or like things you'd love to hear us talk about, because the show's for you.
Yeah, exactly. I think it's really nice to have a little break since we don't do seasons, and also just reflect on like everything we've talked about over the last year, like what's our highs and our lows, like our favorite guests. I think it's so important so we can keep directing this podcast to keep helping our audience grow and become the best versions of you. Because
I actually think probably this year, because this is our second year, we're now basically into our third year, because it'll be our third year next April. So we hit the 2-year mark in April 2022. I actually think our second year of podcasting has been more challenging than the first.
Yeah, definitely.
Like in different ways. Like obviously we're more experienced, we know more confident in like how to construct a podcast, but also like equipment and all of that kind of stuff. Editing, we're obviously way better at all of that kind of stuff. But there's been other challenges that weren't really there in the first year. Yeah.
It feels like this show's become more serious because obviously we're taking it on as like a full-time role. Whereas obviously at the start, I think it was, like 6 months or 8 months, we still had jobs, didn't we?
Yeah, because we were just doing it in lockdown, just for fun. Never thought it would be anything more than like a weekend hobby.
Yeah, now we're here in the studio.
Yeah.
Doing weekly episodes. Yeah, because obviously this year we've taken on new things. We started a new business, which has obviously made it like more, the workload heavier. But I'm also really proud of how we've handled this year and how we've kind of, what's the word? I can't think of the right word of what I was going to say. Of how we've persisted as well. Because obviously the podcast game, like no one talks about how hard it is.
Oh my God.
To like monetize and all the things that go into it. Because if you're going to do it as a business, obviously you need to monetize it. You need to be making money.
Otherwise it is not sustainable. You can't keep it going.
Yeah.
Because it costs money to produce podcasts. Every single episode costs money to make.
Yeah, and you've got no one there behind you, like the big boss saying, it's okay, you're going to do this, you do this, you contact this person. Like, you're literally doing it all yourself. You have to be so resourceful. But I'm really proud of us for how we have gone about that this year. Because obviously around Christmas time, even I started working at a different place to earn more money just to go alongside this. And I mean, that was challenging enough because it was like the time and everything didn't really align for how much time I was putting into that job. But I do think in those moments you have to be like really think on your feet and think, how is this going to work for us? Like, I really feel like we felt the pressure on us, but we moved fast and we made it happen, and we were resourceful. We started both doing different jobs, and now it's come together to create this new business that works better with the podcast.
Yeah.
Which I just think is really good that we got to that point, because I remember at one point I started this part-time job and I was like, have I given up? I was like, have I like failed? And I think that's so natural to feel like that. I was like, have I not tried hard enough? Like, what the hell? Like, my dream is to like do the podcast and like just make money off that. Like, have I not done enough? And it was like all these thoughts running through my head. But I think that's so natural.
Yeah.
And you have to try different things to see what's going to work anyway.
Yeah. Because just for context for everyone, basically in our first year, we actually turned over quite a lot of money through the podcast. And way more than the second year, because I think COVID, in terms of the listeners, though, they've actually grown year on year, but just it's the way that you like monetize podcasts, how many people are signing up for your adverts and all that stuff affects your income. And obviously what we were offering on the podcast at that time in terms of the adverts was very much needed for everyone at that point in time. So it's weird because it's like it's not actually a reflection of the content, the fact that you've not making more you're making much less money than you were in the first year, because it's actually nothing to do with that. And you can see that in the numbers of the listeners. There's more, but like, so this is why it's so weird. And like, yeah, podcasting is really random, and like there's no, this is how it works, A B C D, like it doesn't, because every single person who creates a podcast, I think their journey is entirely different. Like I always love hearing the Skinny's Confidential's podcast story and just their story in general, because we fucking love them. But Lauren, one of the hosts of it, she had a blog before she started the podcast. She started blogging in the OG blog days, and she said that she didn't make a penny from her blog for 6 years, and she blogged 7 days a week. She uploaded 7 days a week, and she was like, I just did bartending, and I was also, I think she was a Pilates instructor as well, and then did that. There's a thing, like, people don't see that bit, or they don't think that that's how it's meant to be. They think you're meant to, like, you know, already be in a bougie place with it, or like, and then they get disheartened when it's not. That's not real. That's not how it works. Like, you have to just keep going. Like,
and it's not always going to be just upwards.
No,
it's going to be
up and down, down and down. Yeah, and then you might go woo and like really go up. Like, you see it all the time with podcasts. Like, actually, there's a podcast that my best friend, it's her friend that runs it, and it's these two guys. They've been doing it since 2019, and then this year, because of TikTok sharing the clips on there, podcast gone fucking mental. They've got 3 million followers on TikTok, loads on Instagram, and it's just went exponential. But they were putting in the work for 3 years before that, alongside full-time jobs, and that's the bit that you don't see, and that's the bit that's so unglamorous. And I think a lot of people that maybe make content or anything can feel a bit like shame about it, because like, oh, why am I not like, because you think everyone, like, you just see the people, oh, I'm making this money, I'm doing this, and you can think, oh, why am I not? But it's not, because it's a reflection of your content. It's just keep working, keep building. Like, but even the Skinny Confidential, that podcast is one of the biggest podcasts in the world, and they said they didn't make a penny off it for 2 years. Like, we were actually really pretty really like lucky. I don't know, luck is where preparation meets opportunity. So it's like we were putting in the work for it to happen, but in terms of that, we were able to monetize that early on to the point that we did, which then obviously actually really supported year 2 anyway, because it meant we had money backed up to build a studio, we had money backed up to cover all the overheads, we had money to support it, to keep it going, and everything to be fine, and it not be a big stress, other than the fact that we just stopped paying ourselves anything from it, because we were like, just want to keep it in the podcast, keep it moving. But like, even them, they're huge. Like, the fact that we did get to is like, just really great timing. But again, it's fucking random. Like, it's all random. You just don't know.
You never know.
You just know by doing. So it's just like, yeah.
Yeah, I reckon so many people probably look at the Skinny Confidential and think they must make so much, because they must make so much money off their ads. But it's like the amount of graft you have to actually put in.
Yeah,
the
and they
consistency to
always
get there.
talk about, they're like, everyone looks at us now in this nice studio in like LA and Austin, like the Dear Media headquarters, but they're like, there was a point where none of this existed, and they were literally traveling around, because they refuse to Zoom interviews. They only want to do things in person, and all their episodes mainly are guests. They don't really do solos. So like there's a lot of guests, and they were like, yeah, we were literally traveling around with equipment in our bags, going lugging it everywhere, you know, like going to see people to interview them. Like it's a lot of, but we have so this year's been more challenging, but we have again, you just make it work. If you like are into what you're doing, you love it, like you'll just make it work.
Yeah, 100%.
You just make it work. And also, like, I actually think sometimes things don't go the way you want them to, or you'd ideally like them to, or they're not always easy and plain sailing, because they are guiding you to do other things as well, step up in other ways. Like, so it's just like you've got to listen to those like ideas that you get that are like light bulb ideas. You've got to act on them, because that for the last few years is all I've done, is act on those light bulbs. Light bulb to start this, did it, boom, amazing. A light bulb to start the second business we're doing. And how good has the first few months of that been? It's been amazing.
Yeah, it's like all falling into place. I feel like it was all meant to be the way I got that job, and then
because it was related to what we're doing now, and then what I was
like,
doing.
oh, this is so easy. Like, I can do this. Like, I've got the skills to do this. Like, I feel like so many people have so many skills to do different things that you may pick up at uni or in your jobs or whatever, and you just dismiss it and probably think, oh, everyone can do that, but like it's not true. Like you have such valuable skills, and I feel like the universe actually does sometimes just give you like kick up the bum, like don't be comfortable, because if like our first sponsor had just carried on like providing more and more money, we would have just stayed like that, and it would have been really good, but we wouldn't have been getting out of our comfort zones.
No, and I don't think we would definitely wouldn't have diversified our skills enough, like, because I actually think as well, from doing this second business that we're doing, which basically people probably wondering what the hell it is. It's a service-based business, so it's like providing services for other businesses to do with social media and all that jazz, like loads of other stuff, but all digital things. But I think that, well, for me anyway, I personally feel that my confidence has grown even more in my abilities and my ideas and creativity and everything since starting that second one as well. So it's like, you know, even the podcast is amazing. Actually, sometimes when your back's against the wall, there's the gun to your head, that kind of thing, where you've got no option other than to look for something else to do. You have to be that resourceful way. Then, so like, you can end up like becoming a better person anyway. Do you know what I mean? Because your comfort zone just keeps you comfortable.
Yeah, but nothing grows there.
No, it doesn't. So year 2's all been about getting out of the comfort zone. But yeah, so it's been like challenging, but yeah, I'm definitely proud of us.
Yeah, me too.
But what's been your favorite moment of since we did our last summer break?
So I think, well, like one of my favorite episodes was where we did that 6 questions to deepen any relationship, which was like
why is that
summer.
your favorite?
I just thought it was really fun.
Yeah, it was fun.
I just thought it was like really like relaxed, fun, and then obviously because we'd been swimming the day before, we had been like revitalized by nature or something like that.
We went swimming in a river the night before. Basically,
we looked really nice on that recording. I mean, we always look nice, but we looked really nice on that recording. Like we were
like, glowing.
We were glowing. Like we were literally glowing, and
it's because
it was just really nice.
Yeah, the day before we were like, oh, let's do our work early and then clock off early because it was so sunny, and let's go swim in the river, and we did that, and it was really nice. Then the next morning we came to record a podcast. I think because we'd had so much fun the night before, we were like in a really good energy.
Yeah, so, it was just really nice, and I think as well, I just love vulnerable episodes where you dig a little bit deeper. Like we did talk about some vulnerable things there. We love to throw those like vulnerable questions on people, don't we? And then probably in terms of guests, I mean, I loved Owen OK and that, but that just feels like so long ago.
Yeah, it was October.
Like I even re-listened to the episode the other day just because I love him so much, and I was like, I can't barely remember what he said. And then as well, Karina Thala, who I just love that episode. I just think she's amazing. I just think she's just like a light. When I see her on Instagram, she's like such a pure light. She just gives me the best energy. So I was really grateful to talk to her too.
Yeah.
So go and listen to those episodes, guys, if you don't know who to listen to.
Yeah, the Karina Tala one wasn't that long ago, but then the other one was in the summer last time. So I have to scroll back a little bit.
What were your favourite parts of it since our last break?
I also really enjoyed talking to Roxy Nafusi.
Oh yeah,
that was a
Roxy.
killer episode.
Yeah, January was a really fun month.
Yeah, and a lot of people found us as well through that episode.
I think as well what I've really enjoyed, about the last year is obviously because we've like fully come out of lockdown. And like when we're just in London more, meeting new people, like actually being in life as a podcaster,
it's
like really fun.
Yeah, it's cool.
Yeah, it's really fun. Whereas like obviously
there was a point like not even that long ago. Yeah, because you were always behind a screen, you were always inside. You were never meeting anyone new to introduce the people like, what do you do? And it was probably like it wasn't even that long ago. Really, it was just a few months ago. Like I remember I had this moment where someone's like, "Oh, what do you do?" And I was like, I have a podcast. Just this little thing here that I do. And they were like, "Oh, that's so cool. I like podcasts. I listen to this one, blah, blah." And they were asking me about it, and I was like being a fucking weirdo about it. And then afterwards, I also, like, I didn't even tell them about the new business or anything. I went home and thought, "Why the fuck did you answer the question like that?" Like, not that it really matters. I'm never going to meet that person again. And it wasn't like it was some business networking. It was some random person. But I'm like, why the fuck are you answering the question like that? Like, say it with chest, mate. Like, what are you doing? And then, but I think it was because I wasn't used to ever saying that, because before that, because people are always like, what is that? And it's like, oh, fucking hell.
Yeah, like mum.
Just go and look.
Yeah, mum calls it an iPod. How's the iPod going?
The iPod?
You mean the podcast?
Oh my God.
No, but I always remember that. Even that was Emily first, like, introduced me to that in one of our episodes absolutely ages ago. One of our friends, Emily, who has a fashion brand, and she was saying that wasn't she that mum said, like, don't dare answer.
Yeah,
like
and
that. I've always I see it quite a lot now. People saying, obviously, like, you know, these jokes on TikTok, like when someone asks what your small business is, and it's like, it's not a small business. Yeah. But I always think of Emily whenever I think that, because it's so easy to be like, oh, just a podcast. But it's like, no, say it with confidence, because we are confident about it.
The number one self-development podcast in the world. No, not number one, not yet.
Yeah. Yeah, so now I just remind myself, and I'm like, yeah, I have a podcast. And it's amazing.
Yeah, I have no problem saying it now.
Yeah.
I was just a bit rusty. Wasn't used to it.
Yeah, when you're not used to it, I know what you mean. It's like a whole new life.
Yeah.
Yeah, so getting into the topic, we wanted to talk about summer wellness hacks, because obviously we're having our break, so we want to
leave you with some tips for the summer.
Yeah, like keep you supported. But obviously they're also the tips that we will be using over the summer to keep ourselves grounded as well. But what I think is really interesting, that obviously in summer, people, say you're in uni or you're away from home and you come back, you might see your family, or if you go on a family holiday, you're more likely to be around family, different people. And literally in our second to last episode with Britt Frank, she was explaining this thing that I keep hearing recently, which is obviously like quite a deep topic in terms of this, but I think it's just quite interesting, that when you're around family, sometimes you can emotionally regress to a different age. So sometimes, you know, like in, say, Christmas or whatever, Christmas settings, and it's not even that you're arguing, but there's like this weird kind of dynamic in your family and you can't quite put your finger on it. It might be because you're like emotionally regressing to a different age, because you're like, say you have a trauma or whatever and you're trapped to that age, so your sister or someone says something to you and it's not you that's replying, it's like your 6-year-old self. But obviously this is quite an extreme version. Or even just like your teen self. Yeah, or just not a version of you that you want to reply. But obviously I feel like this can happen quite a lot in summer. Like people might go home for summer and they wonder why they feel like they've lost themselves a little bit. They wonder why they're overwhelmed. And it's not that much has changed, but it might just be that you're in a different setting. You're spending more time with family, or maybe less time with family. Like you just never know. Like little things like emotional regression or just like family dynamics can really throw you off. So I think in particular in summer, when you're more distracted, you're going out more, it's really important to have those little tips to ground you back down. And if you are working on maybe healing your inner child so you don't go back to that different age, like it's really important to have these little tips to back you up. So when you're more chilled out in summer, you can still stay grounded and not feel like you've been like dragged through a hedge by the end of summer and you need to like go and hide away for months. Yeah. Because we do always notice in summer that like all podcasts say, don't they? The listeners pretty much down.
Most podcasts, if they aren't seasonal ones, if they're like us, they do take time off in the summer because people listen less, because everyone's out, they're partying, maybe they're doing a bit of that, they're going on holiday, you get out your routines, all that stuff.
But at the end of the day, what was that quote that I shared the other day? Your peace of mind is the wealthiest thing in the world or whatever. Like, it's so true. Like, you can do all you want this summer. You can go on all the boat trips, all the fancy nights away, anything. But like, if you don't have your peace of mind and you completely lose that because you're too distracted, then you're not going to enjoy it. Because you're just going to wake up and you're not even going to feel that great. So even though we want to go out and have fun, it's really good to prioritize all these little things that keep you grounded, even if it's just a few minutes a day.
Yeah, and habit stack them all and like make them efficient, so they're not a big deal.
Yeah, exactly. So it's just to make you feel good, not to keep you chained to a routine or anything.
Yeah. Are you in the market for a therapist? Are you feeling like you want to improve yourself? Are you feeling a bit lost, a bit down? You're struggling and you want someone to talk to? We have the perfect place for you to go. It's BetterHelp, which is an online therapy platform, and it is the most efficient and effective way to do therapy in the modern world. It's so easy to sign up. All you do is go on their website and fill out a questionnaire, which literally takes 5 minutes, if that. And you just fill in like your age, your gender, if you're spiritual or not, like what your vibes are, what you're struggling with, write a little bit about what you want help and support for. And they match you up with the perfect therapist for you, because they have thousands of therapists on the platform, and one of them will be perfect for you and for your needs. It's like tailor-made therapy for you. And they say that you will get matched up within 48 hours, but it's actually way quicker than that. Like, when I've used it before, I have literally got a message from a therapist an hour later and had an hour after signing up for an account, and then literally had booked an appointment with the therapist the next day. I could have booked one for that same day. Like, it is so fast, so efficient and so effective. It's completely safe and all private. It's all done online in this secure server, and you can literally work with therapists however you want. So if you want to do video calls, then you can do that. You can have weekly sessions, schedule weekly sessions whenever is best for you. They do all times of the evening, all times of the day. But if you aren't keen on a video call, then they can just do a phone call. But if you're not even keen on that, then you can just do emails and chat boxes. And the best thing is you can also message your therapist whenever you want throughout the week. They check their inbox all the time, so they'll always get back to you really quickly. So even if outside of your session you've been struggling a little bit, you can still have that touch point with your therapist, which when you do in-person therapy, you don't always have that. Like, you're only really allowed to talk to them in the session.
Yeah, I really feel like how quick you can set up is amazing, because when you get to that point where you think, I need some support, I want some therapy, if there's that huge gap between you actually getting the help, it's like, it's really not helpful.
No.
Like, once you decide you want help, you kind of want it quite instantly. So that's what I absolutely love about BetterHelp, and what makes me really proud to be partnered with such an amazing company. And not only that, BetterHelp are offering our listeners 10% off your first month of therapy. So if you do want to access this discount and start your own journey with BetterHelp, you just need to head to betterhelp.com/findingyourfeet. That is betterhelp.com/findingyourfeet, and the discount will automatically be applied.
And depending on your situation, financial aid is also available. But let's get back into the episode. So we've got tips for you for if you're on holiday, remaining a hot girl wellness, that girl, all that shit that people call it, on holiday, and also at home, because when you're like at home in the summer, most of our listeners are in the UK. If you're not, and you live somewhere sunnier than us, then that's good for you. But like in the UK, obviously we get much brighter days, which is really nice.
Yeah.
In the winter, you wake up and it's really dark. So in the summer, I like to like really make the most of that. So I like to do a lot of outside wellness stuff. And also what you can do is basically you can make them sociable. So like you can feel good, do things outside and feel good that don't involve like drinking in a pub garden or something. That potentially might not make you feel that great the next day. Like when we went swimming, that was so cute.
Yeah.
And you can't do that in the winter unless you want to do cold plunging, but it's not as cool. Like we were melting hot and then jumped in the river, and it was really cool.
It was so nice. I love swimming in summer. I think you do have to, especially in England, you have to take that opportunity, don't you?
Yeah.
Well, that's why as well, I think in summer why everyone goes a little bit crazy when they're in like an office or whatever and it's sunny outside, it's because you're like, it's going to go soon.
Yeah, you're like, I need to be outside. It's like this like urge to be outside. I need to be outside. I need to make the most of it. Oh my God. Yeah, but I like to walk a lot as well in the summer. I am a walking enthusiast. I'm fucking obsessed. Like I basically like I'm still exercising, doing Pilates, but I don't do it as much because I actually prioritize walking way more now. So because we work from home, so if I wear a tracking watch. So if I don't go on a walk, I will literally do like 1,000 steps a day otherwise, because I'm just in the house, and that is so not good for you. It is not healthy to not move like enough.
No, I think it really affects like your sleep and everything.
Yeah, affects your sleep, affects your productivity, affects your focus, affects your mental health, affects your obviously your physical health as well. So it's not good. So like at the minute I wake up and like, you know, like morning routines, like we've done an episode about them, but like honestly I change mine all the time. So at the minute I'm waking up and I'm doing 10,000 steps before I start my day. So, which sounds, some people might think easy. Some people might think, what the fuck? How do you do that? Obviously, I'm working from home, so I'm not commuting anywhere. So, like, I don't have that chunk of time taken away from me for that. I'm not saying everyone that works in an office has to get on a train for an hour to go and do this as well. It's probably not realistic. But also, you're getting your steps because you're commuting and you're walking around. I'm literally in the same spot. So, I need to do this. But, it takes me about an hour and 20 minutes to do it. But then once I've done it, I'm like, sweet for the rest of the day. Like, it's okay. I don't have to feel guilty. Or stressed. But also all the benefits you get from walking are huge. And I make my walks really productive actually, because like we interviewed the psychotherapist Britt Frank on 2 episodes ago. I listened to her book obviously before we get on, because we always try and like deeply research every guest before we come on, so we can like pull out the best questions for them to make the best interview. So I was listening to her audiobook on the walks, writing down podcast questions the whole time. Like, so I'm actually working, I'm hustling and walking 10,000 steps and getting my sunlight in my eyes, as Andrew Huberman tells you to do, that when you wake up in the morning, you're meant to go outside and get 20 minutes of sunlight. So, and even if it's cloudy, it still works, because basically what it does is it sets your circadian rhythm and it improves loads of stuff. Like he said, if you do anything for your well-being and your health, do that. Because it helps you.
No wonder we feel so messed up in winter.
Yeah, it helps your digestion, it helps your sleep, it helps your focus, your mood, your productivity, like everything. He's even talking like in depth. This was on his episode with the Skinny Confidential. They had 2-part episode with him. He was even talking in depth on that, about sunlight, and how like when you like women get a lot of sun, like their libido actually goes up. It's really weird. So
yeah, that's why people go crazy on holiday.
Yeah. Become top shaggers. Yeah. So when you're in the sun, if you notice, you get a bit more frisky. You're feeling a bit like, ooh. That's why.
Yeah,
because
the romance.
Yeah, the sun, increases the hormones and changes the hormones. It's weird. He said that basically girls, they become more like what men are like, where they just want to like shag and you know, repopulate as many women as they can to grow their species. But apparently in the sun, girls start to behave more like that, and boys start to behave more like us, where they start to crave.
We all need to go and live in the sun.
Yeah, we all need to go and live in the sun. It was just sort everything out, wasn't it? where boys start to behave more like us, like women, in the they crave more of that closeness with a partner.
Wow.
Yeah, interesting. But again, I'm not Andrew Huberman, so I'm just I'm just paraphrasing what he said. So go and listen to that episode to like fully learn it from him. But that's what he said. It's so interesting. So like when I'm on this walk, right, I'm getting my steps in. I'm improving my cardio fitness, which is a goal of mine at the minute. I'm working most of the time. Like I'm listening to audiobooks or I'm listening to podcasts. I'm getting so inspired. I always listen to podcasts on my walks. And I'm getting the sunlight in my eyes and I'm setting my circadian rhythm. I'm getting my zone 2 cardio as well, which is what Andrew Huberman tells you to do, which is basically where your heart rate's at a certain point. You're meant to get 150 minutes of it a week, and it really improves your health. But when you're walking, basically, it's that you're walking at the pace where you can still breathe through your nose. You don't need to drop your mouth open to breathe more. That's when you're in that zone 2 cardio spot. But if you've got a tracking watch, it will tell you as well when you're in it. So I'm getting that. This is the most productive part of the day, is that walk. But yeah, obsessed.
I feel like as well, information and stuff goes in better in the morning.
Yeah,
So
and
listen
like
to
you're out there,
podcasts.
you're thinking. I'm training my eyes. I'm strengthening my eyes because I'm looking off into the horizon as
Yeah, I love doing
well
that.
as looking in front of me, because you're meant to do that. Because we stare at our devices so much, our eyes are getting weaker. So you're meant to train your eyes. You're meant to look off into the horizon to train your eyes' strength, because in the hunter-gatherer days, in the caveman times, we would obviously be looking out into the horizon as well as in our immediate surroundings, because we would always be needing to check that there was no one coming to kill us, no animals coming to eat us or something like that. Or if we're like actually hunting, we'd obviously want to spot if there was an animal we could go and get and eat. So that's like, our eyes are meant to do that, to look at these different places. But because now in the technological world, 99% of the time we're in a fucking screen, so everyone's eyes are getting weaker. So to strengthen your eyes, you do that. So I'm doing that as well. It is productivity, habit stacked, amazing. And also obviously when you're out for a walk, you are getting a lot of ideas, because like you're out, you're moving. Like you don't get ideas by sitting at a desk going, okay brain, I want some ideas. You get it when you're doing something else. So I'm getting ideas. I'm also firing off my voice notes to all my mates. It's my time to catch up.
Yeah.
Hi, I'm not dead. Hope you're not dead. Cool. See you later.
No, I've started doing the walks as well. And yeah, I've literally not been even to the gym because I've just been busy.
It does
doing my
take
walks.
a lot of time and
Yeah,
a lot
exactly.
of energy.
I can't be going to the gym and doing that because I've got a hell of a lot of work to do as well.
Mm-hmm.
But with the walks, that's something that you can so easily still do in summer. Even if someone's taking time off, they're off work or whatever, like going on these walks. And I think like one thing that keeps you grounded is to keep learning. So like listening to podcasts on your walks is really, really useful. And I think in summer, like you said, outdoor activities, but with a sense of community as well, I think it's so nice. Like one of my favourite things to do is to go to like an outside boot camp or something. And this Saturday, actually, I'm trying CrossFit for the first time.
Oh, wow.
I'm really scared because
CrossFit.
Yeah, I feel like CrossFit is like,
it's quite intense.
they're a different breed of people.
Yeah.
Like apparently there's a whole CrossFit language. If anyone's listening and they do CrossFit, then please pray for me, because I don't know any of this CrossFit language. I don't even know what's going on. I mean, I'm not even that good at lifting weights, but I really want to push on my comfort zone. I want to do something different. And I just love that feel of like going to a new class, meeting new people. I just love people getting together for exercise, doing something that's going to make you feel good. I think it's just so nice. So yeah, I'm going to push on my comfort zone and go this Saturday. God knows how it go. I probably won't have a clue what I'm doing. But yeah, I'm excited for that. But I think, yeah, in summer especially, like get outside, see what people are doing in like a community-based thing. Because I mentioned that in the last episode as well, like how important it is for that sense of community and to meet up.
Well, I really like going on walks with people.
Yeah,
that's like I turn them into a socializing activity. Meet up
I think
and
you
go
gotta
for a walk.
Yeah, it's
Get
like you either
coffee,
pick
go
one
for
or
a
the other,
walk.
like a learning walk,
Yeah.
or go with someone. Because sometimes, and not to sound harsh, but sometimes I end up like, I'd say I'll see someone that I know and I end up walking with them and I'm like, damn, I can't listen to my podcast now.
Oh,
you know, like on the rare occasion.
Or you bump into someone you know.
Yeah,
and you walk
yeah, like
with
a dog walker or something.
Oh, I don't.
And then you
never
start
do
walking
that.
with them, and then because sometimes I think, oh, it'd be so nice to like walk with loads of people, but then you would never listen to podcasts.
Yeah,
and I love listening to podcasts when I walk.
Yeah, but if you're like wanna, you know, like keep
Different when you
wholesome,
plan it.
keep wellnessy. Yeah, I don't normally like start walking with people on my morning walk. Like, hello there, let's walk together.
Top of the morning too.
Yeah, I mean, I do say good morning to everyone. Good morning. How are you?
Yeah.
Sending blessings.
But no, I think walking with your friends as well. I think that's like the perfect Saturday activities when you plan to go on a walk with someone.
And what you can do is you can do cute things like manifesting walks or gratitude walks, where just part of the walk you talk about what you're grateful for, raises your vibe. Or you talk about what you want to manifest and your goals, because you have amazing conversations on walks.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know what it is. It's like if you're more likely to get someone to open up to you if you take them on a walk, because they're not sitting directly opposite you, so that eye contact doesn't freak them out. And it's like this thing of like somehow this moving pace. I don't know what it is. It makes you like converse a lot deeper.
Yeah.
So yeah, like the other day, because I don't journal at the minute. That's not part of my morning routine. I know that you are obsessed with your journal ATM. It's just not something I'm doing right now. And so like I'm never writing down gratitude lists. But so the other morning I like just paused my podcast, I stopped my walk, I just went and stood by the river for a minute, and there was no one around me, so it's okay. But I was just going, I'm grateful for this. I'm grateful for this. I was saying it out loud because like I need to. Yeah, I was like just box off my gratitude that way, and then it raised my vibe up because I was like literally, and it makes you be really present and mindful as well, because I was like, I'm grateful for the fact I can stand here and say what I'm grateful for. I'm grateful for the birds tweeting. I'm grateful for the river. I'm grateful for my legs on this walk. I'm grateful to be healthy. And then like just listing off loads of stuff, and it only took me like a few minutes and I felt so fabulous.
Yeah, gratitude is an absolute game changer. I love writing it down, but I also do love speaking out loud. I usually do that every morning when I like sit up and I'll just start listing things I'm grateful for. Yeah,
and also what I really am into is like buying things that maybe you think, oh, I'm not going to get that. Like it's why would I spend £20 on a water bottle or something like that? I'll just use this shitty one I've got. I'm really into it at the minute, buying like nice little things to basically make those like wholesome wellness activities that you do that are really good for you more fun, and you're more likely to do it. So like when I was like, right, I'm really going to get into walking, I bought myself like a little bum bag. I bought myself that, you know, that BBL Lululemon BBL jacket that everyone talks about on TikTok. I got that. I got all these different things to basically support my walk. We got our sippy cups that are unreal, aren't they?
Yeah.
The simple modern tumbler cup from Amazon, and it keeps your water so cold, and it's really chic looking and cute.
Do you take that on your walk?
No, because it's too big. But like that is like a cute thing that like makes me drink more water. So like if you want to be healthier, if you want to be more inclined to do a walk, if you want all these kind of things, like why not treat yourself to these little things that you normally, because then you make the walk more enjoyable. Because now like I've got my little bum bag, so like my phone, my keys are in there, and then I also put a little snack in there because I get hungry halfway through, and I'm like, look, cool, it's so comfortable, it looks cute, even though only the cows are seeing me, but I'm like, you know, vibes, love it.
Yeah, that's what I think as well. Like when people invest in like gym wear and stuff, it actually does make a massive difference. If you like want to go to the gym but you don't really have any clothes that you like wearing, then actually buying something that you feel comfortable and confident in will make such a difference.
Yeah, like treat yourself. But also let's give some podcast recommendations of ones that we love that people can listen to, because I think people are always like stuck for recommendations.
Yeah. Well, probably my favourite wellness one is Skinny Confidential.
But it's not even just wellness. They talk about business. They talk about everything, they talk relationships. About like it's just the best.
They talk about loads of things, and probably that's why I like it, because as well, if you're going to look back on the episodes, like you're never going to be stuck because there's so much.
Yeah, there's over 400 episodes. I've actually been doing it for years.
Yeah, and then I'm really digging at the minute.
And even the old ones are really good, so they're worth going back.
Yeah. Like my favourites at the minute, I would say I'm really liking Goop.
I never listened to that. I can never really get into it.
I really like it recently. I had some really good episodes. I'm really liking Create the Love.
Oh yeah, Mark Groves. Love that guy.
And then
it's a good relationship podcast.
Yeah.
We'll link all of these.
Yeah. Love Caggies at the minute.
Saturn Returns.
Yeah, Saturn Returns. Always good episodes there. I listened to a tarot one the other day. It was really good. And then in terms of like just more entertainment vibes, My Therapist Goes to Me is really funny. It's so random. It's just such like a listen that you laugh. Yeah. And then as well in terms of like just entertainment, if you do want to, I know we're talking wellness hacks, but if you do want to just listen to something, I also love Red Handed. We'll just shout out them because we met them the other week, which is really fun as well. And that's true crime, so that is like so far from wellness, but I think it's just really nice to switch off sometimes.
Yeah, I think sometimes you have to have your podcasts as well that are nothing to do with personal growth.
Yeah, because if like it just gets too much.
Yeah. Yeah, you need to have like funny ones and stuff like that.
But in terms of like actual favourite podcasts, I feel like I just flick in and out. Like say like Lewis Howes and stuff, like I love his, but I don't consistently listen.
No, there's too much. And like the Diary of a CEO, he does 2 episodes a week now. Like I can't keep up with that. So like
I just seen his come up in ages, but I
just listened if I'm like, oh, that guest looks cool.
Yeah, and that's why I think it's good as well to follow like them on Instagram and stuff, because sometimes episodes you might not even see them. Like my podcast app is so weird, it doesn't even notify me, so sometimes I'll see a clip and I'm like, oh my god, I need to listen to that.
Yeah, so I love the Skinny Confidential too. I'm like totally obsessed with this guy called Ed Milet recently.
Everyone loves Ed Milet.
Yeah, but I didn't know who he was.
I used to listen to him years ago.
I never knew who he was. I've only discovered him in the last few months. I'm like, I fucking love this guy. I love this guy.
I used to listen to him years ago, but then I didn't hear of him for a while.
Yeah, no.
And then he kind of like flourished again.
Yeah, I love him. So he's got a podcast called The Ed Milet Show. And he's just cool and very inspiring, motivational, and he gets cool guests on, and he's just, his story as well, I love just listening to him.
Yeah, he is really good.
He's really good. He's got a lot of gems. And also he's just brought a book out, which I don't think is available in the UK yet, so I'm waiting to get it in August. We're going to give you some of our summer readings as well, books we're reading. But yeah, he's got a book coming out which is called The Power of One More. I just love it. I love this idea. I just obsessed. So I can't wait to read that book. But yes, I'm loving him. Loving The Skinny Confidential. I'm loving, there's another American one I'm obsessed with. Oh, I'm really getting into Call Her Daddy at the minute.
I was going to say.
I never used to listen to that because I always just thought she just talked about like just weird shit all the time, or like just telling you to take it with bum.
Did she actually ever talk about that?
I don't know. I thought she used to be really crude on it and just talk about shagging all the time.
Yeah, I thought it was like
I never heard
sex.
good things.
Oh right.
Or like it was slightly like encouraging, not toxic behavior, but it was a lot about all that like, do you know what I mean? Like, do this. I don't know. I just couldn't be arsed. It's just on my bag. Anyway, she's like really, I think, changed the direction of her content now, I think.
Yeah.
Or maybe I just didn't know what I was missing back then. But my mate told me like, oh, you would never have listened to it before. She literally used to chat loads of stuff that you just would have been like, oh, shut up. Like, it just wasn't interesting for me. But obviously I know some people loved it.
Yeah.
But I think because she's in a relationship now, and obviously she's probably older now than when she started it. She's changed the direction. It's still really interesting, but like, a lot of her episodes are really value driven now.
Yeah.
Like, you learn a lot from them. I'm not sure if it used to be like that, because it used to be her and another co-host. I think it was a very different show.
Yeah, like more chatty.
Yeah,
then, like,
specifically about sex. So I remember I've even heard her say like she felt she got pigeonholed a bit into always having to talk about sex every episode, because that's what everyone then expected of the show, even if she didn't want to talk about that. But anyway, so I'm getting quite into Call Her Daddy. That's a good one. Yeah, they're the ones I'm listening to at the minute, really.
Well, there's bloody loads there for people to get going.
Yeah, there's absolutely loads. Probably people thinking, fucking hell, that's too many. But we are podcast hoes.
Yeah, and if you guys have any recommendations for us as well, because, you know, sometimes you just don't even hear
you don't
these
even
shows.
know like the podcast exists. Yeah,
and then you hear it, you're like, oh my god.
And most of the time you find a new podcast or listen to a new podcast because someone else tells you it's good. Like, that's how most people discover a show, like, in all honesty. It's not
100%.
always because you found a clip of it on Instagram. But yeah, so that is like things you can do at home. And then obviously when you're going on holiday, I think what's really nice to focus on while you're on holiday, apart from obviously being on holiday and enjoying yourself, is reading. Because you've got all that spare time, you're not working. Like, it's a really great time to dive into a book. And then if you really like enjoy the book while you're on holiday, you get kind of that reading bug, and then you carry it on when you get home. And I've not been reading enough recently. Like, I've not been prioritizing it at all, but like, I really want to, like, I really miss it because it's just so relaxing, and I love learning stuff from books. So at the minute I'm reading The Obstacle is the Way by Ryan Holiday, which is all about, which has been really good actually for the time that we're in now, where like you're setting up a business and you constantly daily being challenged with things you've maybe not done before, or like problems, whatever. And it's basically, I mean, the clue's in the title, The Obstacle is the Way. So it's all about like, you know, that shit, motivational vibes. It's really good. I've also got lined up next to read 101 Essays That Changed Your Life. Once I finish this, that's on my nightstand waiting for me. And then after that, I'm going to read Ed Milet's book, The Power of One More, but I pre-ordered it, but it's not coming till August. So I will, definitely probably will have read all these other books by then. And then James Smith has got a book coming out in September, which I also pre-ordered, called, I think, just Confidence, like How to Be Confident.
Oh, is it? I haven't even seen him advertised.
Have you not?
No.
Oh, I love his books. I've read all his other ones.
Yeah, I did enjoy his other one. I don't know if I follow him at the minute.
You're not into James at the minute?
Yeah, you have to have breaks from James. He gets a lot.
Yeah, he's funny. But he's got a book coming out, and I love his book. So I reckon this one will be really interesting, this Confidence one. Yeah. He's gone into like depths of research about like confidence, what like is actually going on, like all the psychological stuff.
Yeah, he's
like,
really clever. I love
it's
how
very
much he
practical.
researches.
Yeah.
He doesn't like beat around the bush.
No.
He's like, this is a study.
Yeah. It's there on my summer reading list. What's on your summer reading list?
So on my reading list, well, at the minute I'm reading Eat, Pray, Love, which is a beautiful novel, but it's being read very slowly, purely for the fact that I just feel like life is so busy at the minute.
Oh yeah,
you know,
it's
you
just
get to the end of the
hard.
day,
Yeah. But I mean,
It
some people might be listening to us now thinking you're just making excuses.
Yeah, I was just about to say it's literally just an excuse because you can always
you
find
need to get
time.
back in the habit.
Yeah, I mean, it's just so like freaking social media is like it annoys me how much it draws you in. Like it really does. When you get to the end of the
Sometimes I
day,
go on my phone to like look for something, and then I somehow am on
fucking
Instagram. And I'm
drugs.
like, why am I here?
it's so
What did I actually
annoying.
open my phone for? It wasn't for
I
this.
get almost frustrated at myself. Like, say we've been finishing work at like 6, 7, and I'm like, right, I've been on my fucking screen all day. I just want to chill. And then say you get like, I don't know, random notification or just go on TikTok. And then like an hour goes and I hate it. I'm like, ugh, get off. Because that is a time where I could be reading. But that's like prime time, I think, where I need to wind down. So basically I do need to just get back into my reading a bit more. But definitely when you go on holiday, like you said, I feel like no one reads like, if someone says, oh, I'm not a reader, they read on holiday. Like everyone tries to read on holiday. So you've got to take that book with you. But I'm going to finish Eat, Pray, Love because it's really nice. I really like the story.
I feel like you will have an Eat, Pray, Love moment. I mean, not where
that's why I'm
she's
resonating
like
with it so much.
falling on her knees, crying, divorcing her husband or something. But who knows? Yeah. But as in, like, I feel like you won that Eat, Pray, Love life.
Yeah, because she like goes, like finds herself, and everywhere she goes is where I want to go as well.
She goes to find her feet.
Yeah, so I'm channeling that into my life. But then I also started reading.
You're gonna do that and then come back and you're gonna wear your I Love Bali vest that we were talking about before on the episode.
And elephant
elephant pants.
Oh, well. And then also I did start reading Dr. Joe Dispenza again, Breaking the Habit Being Yourself, because this lovely woman on our coffee shop date with Mo last week, if you listen to last week's episode, you'll know what we're talking about. She brought Mo some books and then Mo said he was going to buy them on like...
I think he already has some of them and then he was going to buy on his Kindle because he's always travelling. It's so funny, he got them out of the book and he just started handing them out to everyone else.
It's so
funny.
It's
like he's so direct, but it's not rude. That's not rude. He's just like...
Yeah, and somebody else probably be like, oh my God, is that rude? Like if that's
he's just like, yeah.
He doesn't care. But it's funny actually, you should always listen to like these kind of whispers because I love Dr. Joe Dispenza. This time last year I was like well obsessed with him. And the other day I was thinking, before we saw this woman, she gave me the book, I was thinking, I really need to get back into his work. I was like, I'm just going to read another book because Becoming Supernatural actually isn't the most popular book. I think the most popular is either Breaking Habit Being Yourself or You're the Placebo. And that's the ones everyone's talking about. But I actually read the other one and was obsessed with it. So I was like, I need to read these other ones. Anyway, this lovely woman ended up giving me that book. So I was like, this is a sign. I'm going to get back into his work. So I started reading that. But because I'm doing a course right now, what we are actually meant to be reading for the next module, which is in 2 weeks, is The Body Keeps the Score. You guys have probably heard of that. It's like a very
really
famous book.
Big books. You better read fast. It's the words are tiny and it's like 400 pages long.
No, I am. I'm gonna like fully because I know it's for my training. I'll actually do it. Like my other books that have been for my training.
Tell everyone what your training is because some people don't know.
I was gonna explain.
I thought you were saying my course, but I'm like, not everyone's gonna know what your course is.
No, but that's what I was gonna explain why I'm reading it.
Oh.
So yeah, like my course on like body healing and energy healing is obviously a lot to do with what is in the body, what trauma and stuff you're carrying in your body. So that is the next one that we need to read. And because I know I need to read it, I will read it. Well, I mean, 2 weeks is not really that long. But I'm going to put Dispenza to the side for now. But yeah, if anybody just wants to, I mean, I haven't even read it yet, but everyone knows that is like the book to go to.
Yeah, everyone literally.
Like I know it's very fact heavy, but sometimes
I tried to read it and I got like 20 pages and I was like, this is not the time for me to read it. It was too much.
Yeah, it's got to be the right time.
Yeah, I was just no. You can tell me about it.
Yeah, well, I'm allowed to highlight. I'm stealing Grace's book because I don't have it.
Yeah.
But then in terms of after that, I have a list of books that I want to read. There's so many. I definitely want to read Ed Milet's new one. But yeah, I get too excited about further books and then I end up abandoning the ones I'm with.
Yeah, I want to read that one that you were talking about. You did a review of it on Instagram.
Oh, the Good Morning Monster.
Good
Did
Morning
really enjoy that. I was
Monster,
thinking
yeah.
about it the other day. That was one that I kind of flew through. I was like really consistently reading them because it's like a story. I do love to always keep it like that story vibe. It just really keeps me engaged.
Yeah. Would you get a Kindle? I'm thinking about getting a Kindle.
Yeah, I would definitely get a Kindle. Whenever I see people
I never
with
thought
one, I
I'd
get
be
a
a
bit
Kindle
jealous.
person, but like I think I'm gonna get one.
Be much easier for like holidays as well.
Yeah.
Like just going away on the train or whatever, than a big book.
Yeah, and like I do love having physical books as well, but actually like I haven't really got much more space for them. Like I've
got so many
I've got
books.
piles of them.
Yeah, my mum's starting to get really annoyed at me because I've got loads of books. I don't know what to do with them.
Yeah,
I need to
so-
start giving them away, really.
and actually it's cheaper as well, isn't it, on Kindle?
Yeah.
I think so, a little bit cheaper. I don't know. Maybe become Kindle gals. So yeah, summer reading is a vibe. So you got lots of
It
books.
is.
We'll link all the books as well in the show notes.
But as well on holiday, what I think is a good tip, I haven't actually done this before on holiday, but I'm definitely going to do it this year, is to just take a journal with you. So like at any point, I mean, maybe you won't feel like it's on holiday, because I feel like on holiday you're just so distracted, usually having the time you like.
Yeah.
But if there are moments where you feel overwhelmed, or like you wake up and you don't feel right, or maybe you're away from home, you're staying somewhere else for a while, I think having a journal handy is so crucial, because you can just jot down how you're feeling. Like sometimes we get so caught up in our own heads, all these like fears, worries whirling around. It's like to actually just get them onto paper.
Yeah.
It's such a release. Like
So powerful.
yeah, doing exercises even every morning, like writing down all your fears and your worries and leaving them there. And what's on the paper, the right and the open, you leave them there. It's like the more you hide from your mind and all the thoughts that it's trying to tell you, the more like you start to fear them and they start to beat you up, and it's can paralyze you sometimes. So I'm definitely going to be carrying around my journal like a little emotional support journal, because it just helps me so much.
Yeah, I'm just really not in the habit of journaling at the minute.
I think it just
get
depends what you're
into
going
it
through in
and
your
then,
life.
Yeah, and then you get out of it. Yeah, I just don't really have any. Like I'd have things to write down, but yeah, I don't have anything particularly troubling me at the minute, which is absolutely fabulous.
Yeah.
So I just don't. I don't know. I'm not in the mood to it. I'm like I said, I always change my morning routine around. It's like what's important to me now is like that walk.
Yeah.
So like journaling just isn't.
Maybe in summer
happening.
when it's pitch black,
Yeah,
you can journal about
in
how
winter,
you
yeah, I'll be like,
dark.
oh god, bring summer back. What I would do for 20 minutes of sunlight in my eyes in the morning. And I think one other thing that's really nice to do on holiday, because meditation, like if you already do it at home, I actually think it's even nicer to do it on holiday, because you can like sit on the beach and do it.
Meditation
Or, like sit
on
on
the
your
beach.
balcony and do it in the morning, like
Yeah, I remember
Unreal.
doing that on last holiday.
Unreal. Beautiful.
Yeah, even if it's just like a few minutes, like it doesn't need to be like
No, yeah,
I
like
need to do
5
crazy
minutes.
meditation, but
Yeah.
I think grounding yourself down each morning and thinking, how do I feel today? What do I need? Do I need a little meditation? Do I need to move my body? Do I need a little bit of breath work?
Mm-hmm.
You just never know.
Yeah, I really want to try that Joe Dispenza morning.
Yeah, I'm gonna start
Was it
doing
like-
that.
It's like gratitude is the ultimate receivership or something. The meditation is
Yeah.
called. So I'm guessing it gets you to focus on like gratitude.
Yeah, I think you have to. I'm sure Lauren said it's one of those ones where it gets you to the point to try and like forget yourself basically, and step
so
into a
like
new
really
version of
deep.
you.
Yeah,
Yeah,
cool. We'll link that as well because it's on YouTube.
yeah.
25 minutes long, I think. It's a bit more of a longer one. But his meditations are
Just
quite
meant to get you
crazy.
high on life.
Yeah, his meditations are wild. But yeah, so we'll kind of wrap the episode up there.
Yeah, I feel like there's loads of tips, loads of podcasts, loads of books.
Yeah, so
keep
you
you
can go and
going.
have a summer of fun. But yeah, like we said, we will be back on the 20th of July. I hope I'm saying that's the right date. I'm sure it is. Yeah, we'll be gone for 4 weeks, but keep up with us on Instagram and TikTok at Finding Your Feet Podcast. And obviously, we have a huge archive of episodes now. So if you have never gone and listened to them all, now is the time.
Yeah, there's so
Should we
many
give our
amazing
top
ones.
episodes direct to everyone too? I'd say number 77, Mo Gaudert's interview.
Yeah.
101 with Owen O'Kane. That was amazing. I really like the one with Sinead Hegarty.
Yeah.
What number was that?
106. I feel like I'm doing bingo. 106.
And then Brad Yates, which was all
Brad
about EFT tapping for manifestation. That was really interesting.
Yeah, love that one. He even goes through a little tapping exercise at the end, which is really nice.
Yes, you can tap
That's
along.
105. Use EFT tapping to unlock your subconscious mind.
Yeah, that's probably the top ones.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, the rest of them.
And then obviously there's loads of solos that you can just...
Yeah, why don't you go back and listen to our actual solo ones from the start?
Oh my God,
they're a blast from the past. No, I think they're really cute. And
yeah,
I think the topics
quite
are
a
really
lot of people
nice.
listen to them still. I'm like, what
I
the
think
hell?
they're really nice.
Yeah, baby podcasters.
Yeah, Baby Podcast is doing solo episodes.
But yeah, thank you everyone for joining us. School's out for summer.
Yeah, go have fun, let your hair down. Oh, we didn't actually say that as well, that like, don't feel guilty for taking a break from your routine as well, because you need that as well to see what's actually working for you.
Yeah.
To really reflect and think, do I actually need this? Do I want this? Do I want to do more of this? Like, it's so important. So don't feel guilty. Even if you go cold turkey, don't feel guilty. Just ask yourself every day, do I need a bit of wellness sprinkled into this day?
Yeah, you don't need to do it every day. Okay, love you so much. See you back for the new school term.
Yeah, be ready.
20th of July, we're going to come back with some killer episodes, fresh and ready to potty.
Yeah, we'll miss you guys.
But keep up with us on Instagram and TikTok. Bye.
Bye.